But I know it's not going to be easy. There's going to be a lot of clashes in terms of interest. Already we see that playing out, a lot of power play between countries, specifically between industrialized countries and developing countries. Each party is really trying to protect their interests. And so in as much as everyone really is working towards the implementation of a rule book or the adoption of a rule book, there's really diverse interests. But I really also hope that the release of the IPCC special report, 1.5 report, would help parties to really see the urgency, because really we have very little time to take any action, and I think it's so important for policymakers now to really realize what we stand to lose out if we do not take concrete action. And so I'm hoping that countries would be able to put aside the politics, countries will be able to put aside the differences, and we would be able to really think about coming together for a rule book, but importantly, a universal rule book. And civil society is really strongly on the sidelines, pushing very hard, trying to lobby, trying to get like-minded parties, progressive parties to support what we are advocating for. And essentially for the labor movement, we are pushing very hard for just transition. This is at the core of our demands, and we really hope that just transition would feature very strongly. The ITUC has set up or established a center that is essentially working with governments, with employer groups, with businesses, with workers' associations to try to ensure that national development NDCs take on board just transition. And we're seeing this roll out very nicely in some countries, such as Canada, where there is a just transition plan, where you have workers, you have governments, as well as employers coming together to really design and to put together the implementation plan of their NDC. And essentially, this is what we want to see in other countries. And one or some countries have been targeted in Africa. Ghana, as well as Tanzania, are going to be on the pilot projects next year, where the ILO is really going to try to work with trade unions, as well as governments, as well as workers, as well as employer groups. Try to hear real climate stories from climate victims. So for me, it's very important that we try to bring on board the voices of people at national level, people at local levels, people at community level, who are essentially suffering and really feeling the impacts of climate change. And this in turn would help us to be able to see the urgency for us to raise ambition. Another way that I think we can also contribute to raising ambitions on the ground is one very sensitive issue, but then for industrialized countries to try to take responsibilities.